Let's see.
I'm just gonna turn you up a little bit.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that they did the Shadow editions, which is so stupid for Batman.
The Shadow editions?
It's pretty much, oh, you know how they made like so many different versions of of that game. Like they made like the noir version, which was like black and white but
Oh
had some color.
yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Um, I forgot the Expanse. I forgot they're working on that game. That's like that TV show.
Oh yeah, that too. That was announced at the Game Awards this past year, right? Or was it last year?
Yeah, it was this year. Like Telltale was working on like another. It was 20. Yeah, it was the end of 2021.
That was like
Like
that's
they're
insane that they're working on something like
a TV show.
a new original. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Wolf Among Us 2 is like not a new original IP because it's a sequel to their original IP, but still.
Yeah. Um. Yes, sir. Some of the games were good.
I
Let's
just
see,
wonder. I just wonder like what other games they might have. I think they're gonna just take on less ambitious stuff and just work on their own stuff at their own pace. And actually, what they should do is they should fucking make games like that are like $40 instead of $20 because that's just not good.
Yeah, but
It's
they
way too
also
affordable.
know it's like, here's the thing, you're only getting part of the game. Like,
Well,
I
yeah.
feel like that would suck. Like, hey, I'm gonna spend
Well, no, that's
like
the thing. If you buy the season's
$40.
pass, it's $25, and that's all the that's every game. They
Yeah,
should make
exactly.
longer episodes, like episodes being like I want to say maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours long,
Maybe.
and then charge that for like $10. Boom, it's a $50.
See.
But that's like a $50 game if they're still doing the 5 episodes thing.
Let's see the games I played. I played The Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead Season 2, Tales from Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Minecraft Story Mode, Batman,
I
New
didn't even
Frontier,
finish my. Well,
Guardian.
Minecraft Story Mode had like 8 episodes, and they were expecting to. And then what they should have done is just put it onto a season 2, but they never did.
They did.
Oh, they did.
Season 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
they,
they did
oh yeah,
season
they
2.
did season 2. That season had like 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah, I think I played Season 2.
I played
I don't
season
think- wait, did
one,
I?
and season 2 was like
Season
I,
1 in a pass. I don't think I played Season 2.
I played season 1. I played season 1, and then
Batman.
I played season 2 of that, and then I just after the first episode, I just fell off. Like I just did not care.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4,
This is gonna be so
7,
exciting. I'm so
8,
excited.
9.
Because Wolf Among
10.
Us has to be like my favorite IP from this developer. Like it is such a good game.
I played 11 Telltale titles.
Speaking of, if you want to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SoraIncarnate, I will be doing whenever this game gets released. I will be doing a streaming of it, of the first episode anyway, entirely
Let's see.
with my buddy
Yeah,
Jack.
here's
Here.
here's the real question.
What's up?
Will this be this year or next year? I guess we'll find out.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like next year. I mean, I don't want to say it's next year, but I have a feeling it's going to be. But this has been in development for like a long time. Also,
That is
follow the links.
true.
I mean, because they came back. When did they come back? 2020, 2020, 2021, or was it 2020?
I think it was 2019.
Or was it
It was
2018 they came
It
back?
was like- let's see. The company announced Wolf Among Us 2 at the Game Awards 2019. The sequel will continue events of the first game, though still remain as a prequel to the comic series.
Yeah.
The game is being developed and associated with Ad Hoc Studio, formed by former Telltale Games staff who will focus on the game's narrative and cinematic elements, while Telltale will implement the gameplay and other designs. In addition to returning Telltale staff, Harrington and Yvette will return to voice Bigby and Snow
Yeah,
White.
I know all the original characters are coming back to voice their original roles. I wonder if the voice actress for Clementine's coming back, because she was like a lot of characters in the original.
Mm-hmm.
But what's it called? What was I gonna say? I forget. Yeah, they have this and they have Batman still, don't they?
I'm not sure. I forget where Batman ended. Because I remember like the first game was
Well,
like
the
kinda
second season
cliffhanger.
ended with you choosing to either be Batman or be
that's
Bruce
right.
Wayne. So it was like a split decision. Same with this one. You chose to go after Narissa or whatever the hell her name was. I went to go after Snow. So we might have different beginnings to the games.
Pretty good. It just depends. Like, this might be like a soft reboot, or like a restart like thing.
I mean, that'd be cool, but like, obviously the last game has to be canon, because like, there's no way that you can write a story without it being canon.
Here's what I think: the game's gonna be canon, but it might not track what your choices were. That'd be cool if they somehow figure that out.
Oh, like if you start the game and it'll just be like, so, like, this is my story from like previously on this, and then.
You know what they did with Walking Dead on PS4?
Oh
like,
yeah, you had like you could like
create
your story real quick, and then after that, if you never played it, okay, then you can just jump right into the game and upload that quote unquote save data.
Yeah, I remember playing my Walking Dead, and like everyone's choices were different. Like who's the guy who was Lee's friend, who was like kind of like a racist, but not really.
Lee's friend? Oh, Larry?
Is that his name, Larry?
Larry wasn't Lee's friend. He was an asshole. Fucking.
The guy who like his wife died, and then like his like son died and shit.
I mean, there was Herschel who lost his son, but there was also his
name.
There was Larry who died.
Hold on.
Minute 45, baby. Let's go. Kenny. Oh.
That's what I was thinking of. I know a lot of people like his thing was different.
Yeah, I remember ending up alone with Clementine.
Yeah, Larry. Yeah, he died, and then you had to shoot him in the head because he came back. Yeah, Lily, dude. See,
dude, Lily coming back in season 4 was fucking insane, and it's sad. It's sad because I knew she was coming back. I got spoiled because she appeared in a Walking Dead. No, not in the trailer. She appeared in like the Walking Dead comic. Yeah, she appeared in a Walking Dead comic a while ago, and she was leading her team, like these raiders or whatever, and we didn't know who this girl was. She looked familiar, but we didn't know who this girl was. And then at the very end of the comic, she's like, a guy in the background just says, "Lily, what the fuck are you doing?" And then everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Lily from Telltale! What the fuck?"
Yeah, well, it's weird because like I know like the game was like mixed, like it could be canon, it could not be canon in the show and the comics, but I remember like seeing a shit ton of stuff in the show. Like actually had like the map of like the town like mentioned, so it's like, oh shit, that's where like Lee is.
Oh, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Fuck off. That was it. That was the reveal. Look at that door.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, we did it. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of my reaction to the Wolf Among Us Season 2. Please subscribe. And Jeff Keighley?
Ever since Bigby surprised
well, yeah, he's been announcing it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's been tweeting about it constantly.
I didn't know about it.
Well, I'm happy to say that ends today.
God, that green screen hurts my eyes.
We're about to see.
Yeah, you can see it. It's the tear.
It's
like clipping through. Yeah.
I'm Jeff Keighley, and before we get to everything
look for Easter eggs.
We've got a lot of information to share today. This is what you've been waiting for: the first official trailer for The Wolf Among Us 2.
All right, here we go. Here we go, guys. This might be the reveal of all the voice actors that are coming.
Here as a private investigator, what does that sort of work entail?
The Good Sleep Motel.
Depends on the night. Most nights it's watching, waiting for a slip up. I don't know, someone gets greedy, someone gets brave.
And that's what you were doing the night of the incident.
Yeah. Took me weeks to track him down.
Oh, he looks so good.
They hadn't cast so much as a shadow. Till that night.
You've been hesitant to share with us. I assume it has something to do with confidentiality associated with the job.
Doctor Doom? Who the fuck?
It's Wizard of Oz.
What the fuck? No way!
Something like
It's
that.
Tin Man.
Your boss, Miss White, said things didn't go as planned. She mentioned that there was some violence.
Oh jeez. It's the Wizard of Oz. Fuck yes! Oh my god!
It's supposed to be Dorothy, though?
Dorothy looked
In
different.
moments when you find yourself losing control.
Oh, it's Big Bad Wolf.
Does he let it go now? Like, does he like let it rip?
How does the anger
I don't think
manifest
so. I think it's like a Hulk thing.
Oh, he just lets it fucking rip now? Holy shit! He just lets it go now. 2023. God.
Wow, that was a
damn
lot
it!
to unpack happening in this new trailer. There's a whole bunch of new fables we're seeing. Bigby's in, looks like anger management in a new setting, and this is all done in a whole new engine, Unreal Engine. I have so many questions here, as I'm sure you guys do, but I should probably back up for a
Coke in the
second.
bathroom.
9 years ago, Telltale brought the Fables comics to life with the very first episode of The Wolf Among Us in October of 2013, nearly a decade ago. It captured gamers' imaginations that fairy tale fables are in fact
me feel
real
old.
and living in New York City. Over 9 months, Bigby's story played out, winning the hearts of gamers with Telltale's signature narrative style in an amazing comic noir presentation. Then, unfortunately, came the bad news. While a sequel was announced, the original Telltale shut down in 2018. A little over a year later, at the Game Awards in December of 2019, it was official. Telltale was reborn, and with it, production
had
of
to
a
buy
brand new
it.
season.
Like,
Oh
everyone
yeah,
does know.
it was
It
such a
is
good
way-
company.
After that brief
Because
teaser
like they
of
had
the show,
such, because like their
Telltale went
games
to
got
work
so
on The
many
Wolf Among Us 2,
awards. Like
keeping
the first Telltale
relatively
game,
silent
like or like the first Walking
until
Dead game
now.
was like huge.
To talk more
Yeah.
about why and what's been happening in the background, we've got Telltale CEO Jamie Ottley and Nick Herman from Ad Hoc to answer some of the big questions that everyone's been asking.
Why is there a Santa head? I don't like the fact that Santa's head is chopped off.
I'm saying Cat Saturn. Keep him.
Yeah.
And now they can finally talk about it to tell us more about the why and what's been happening in the background.
Sam
We've
is
got
clipping.
Telltale CEO Jamie Ottley and Nick Herman from Ad Hoc, who are co-developing the game with Telltale. You guys were a lot of the folks that worked on the original Season 1 of The Wolf Among Us, and now for Season 2, everyone has so many questions based on this trailer. But before we get into the content, Jamie, let's talk about where are we right now?
We're actually in the game right now. So this is a virtual set. This is Godmothers, which is a quintessential New York dive bar.
But now redone in beautiful Unreal Engine. One of the
This is a
things
real
I
dive
love so
bar?
much, Especially seeing the trailer, it's like how faithful it is to the original Season 1, but enhanced graphics, but still an amazing story, which is why we're all here for Telltale. We love the story and the characters. So Nick, tell us a bit about the story. Like, what can you tell us about Season 2?
Well, as we saw in the trailer, Bigby's in anger management. He's kind of dealing with a lot of those issues still. And, Season 2 is still a prequel to the comics, but it takes place about 6 months after.
Oh, jeez.
I love
Season
that.
1 and
6. Wait, how long?
and,
6 months after the first game.
Okay, I thought it said 6 years. I was like, wait.
Now, you mentioned 6 months between the end of Season 1 and the start of Season 2. Can you at least tell us a little bit of what these characters have been up to in the intervening 6 months?
Yeah, I mean, Bigby, as you saw, is now kind of in anger management, but kind of more importantly, he's been suspended from his role as sheriff and it's like protector of Fabletown.
What?
And Snow White, at the end of Season 1, Snow White has kind of found herself in this
Oh!
role as deputy mayor.
Going really hard for that snow
the
motif.
old administration is out, they were corrupt, and you kind of rooted that out. And she's got to fill those shoes now. And she's kind of got some big ideas on how that's going to happen, but it clashes with Bigby's way of doing things. He's not super personable and kind of results to some tactics that are less than kosher. So there's a little bit of tension there, and now he's in a new situation where he's not in Fabletown and he's kind of out there, and that leads him to meet this detective who is working on this case that kind of blurs the lines between the Fable and Mundy world.
Well, of course, everyone wants to know which characters, which fables are going to be represented in this game. We knew he would be back. But beyond that, what can you tell us about like which characters are returning? You talked about Snow, obviously. Like there's certain characters that we would expect to be there. But can you confirm anyone that
Give me
is
Colin.
going to be there, is not going to be there? Can you deny? Can you say who's not in the game?
We could probably talk a little bit about who else is going to be there.
Okay.
Obviously, as you said, Bigby and Snow will be back reprising their roles. And then there's some fan favorites like Buffkin.
Buffkin!
There, and then there's some new characters that we're introducing that you see in the trailer. Do you have any favorites from season?
I was going to say there's some tease of maybe some Oz-related things, right?
There are some Oz characters in the game. They're a big addition.
So if they're in the trailer, does that mean they might be in the game?
I think we can probably confirm that.
I probably
Lock
confirm.
'em
We
in.
probably just showed you that.
But that's part of what I think everyone's loved about this series is so many of the the classic fables represented. And for you guys looking at this, I mean that's part of the fun of this, right? Is picking where the story is going to go. And what I love is that you're not just telling the comics again. So you have a lot of creative storytelling freedom to sort of come up with this, and that must be part of the fun of this series, right? Is you can kind of pull from anything, right?
Yeah, and one of the best parts about Fables is how they sort of subvert your expectations of what these characters are actually like and what they would be like now, versus the old sort of Fables from over in Europe, and now it's modernized and they've changed. They're maybe they were that person, but now they're not. You can look at Bigby; he's a classic example. But yeah, and the other sort of big character that we're introducing is a detective, Faye Young. She's a NYC, New York City police detective who's basically in the middle of a case that doesn't quite look right. And once Bigby gets his eyes on it, it's like clear.
I love every model in this game. All the models look amazing.
So, like Oz characters, we talked about that. They're going to be in there doing. I don't know how much you can say. Like, are we looking just at like episode 1 here in this trailer, or is this kind of across the season, or like what can you tell us?
The trailer's pretty focused on episode 1 to set up where we're going in this season.
Fair.
Yeah. But I mean, if they're in the beginning, you could probably expect to see them again a little bit later.
We would hope so.
I don't think we would introduce such cool characters and then
Not use them.
not use them.
Never know what happens in episode 1, right? It's like everything can change. But no, that's part of the thing. I think is people know that you're doing it episodically, and everyone I think is also curious about what the cadence of this is going to be and how you guys are developing it. Telltale is known for incredible episodic games, and that's one thing, Jamie, we should talk about. Like, this is the new Telltale, and you're using a new engine, which everyone's really excited about with Unreal. So is that probably the biggest shift, is like moving to new technology finally?
Oh, that's in the
a big
Unreal
part of
Engine.
it. We've developed a lot of
Yeah,
tools
this is
to enable content creation, kind of an iteration
Cool.
quickly around Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
So it really lets us focus on what's unique to Telltale games, or in the case of Wolf, we needed a specific renderer to get the lighting and the look correct in Unreal. And then Unreal takes a lot of heavy lifting off of our shoulders, right? It just works. So we can focus on what we need to do to make the game work.
From a gameplay perspective, though, can you talk a little bit about like the Telltale style? It's still the same gameplay style in terms of dialogue and choices and things like that. Like, with Unreal, does it allow more kind of gameplay, for lack of a better term?
It definitely gives us more options, but I mean, people should, I think there's a delicate balance we're gonna have to walk of like, taking advantage of all this sort of new opportunity and space, but also,
not a third-person action game.
Yeah, we got to keep it sort of rooted in its foundation and like what people loved about the first one. But there are definitely going to be some additions. There's going to be some, we took a look at everything and we kind of assessed whether or not it was intentional or if it was something that was just the way we had to make it, in prior games.
Well, and the thing that we all want is great stories and great voices, and we're really excited that 2 of the actors from the original series are back again as Bigby and Snow, and we're going to hear from them right now.
Oh, really? Cool. Yay.
As promised, we've got Bigby himself, Adam Harrington, and Snow White, voiced by Aaron Yvette, with us today. Adam,
God, his hair is so long.
Welcome back to The Wolf Among Us. We've waited a decade for this. How does it feel for you guys to be sort of re-entering this world and bringing these characters to life again?
To be honest, even though it has been nearly a decade, it doesn't feel like re-entering for me. And I imagine Aaron might feel the same. We became so close with these characters and spent so much time with them, not to mention all the other work we've done with Telltale, that it becomes more like family. The characters, the folks at Telltale we're working with. So it really is, it's like coming home. But that being said, even if there was still some problem and we're still trying to get it done, the fans are going to make sure that it gets done, or heads are going to roll.
Yes, very high expectations.
Yeah, I mean, like Adam said, it's like seeing your best friend after 9 years. You might have an awkward hug at the beginning, but you fall right back into that rhythm. I mean, it's in our hearts. And yeah, I'm a player and a fan of the series too, so I'm right with the fans. I am very excited for season 2 that I think we all deserve.
And your characters, I'm sure you were curious about where the writers were going to take them in season 2. We know that this is 6 months sort of after the end of season 1, so I don't know what you can say of what you've recorded or what you know, but can you give us a little bit on sort of, where the characters are at?
Well, I can say you can expect some conflict.
Okay.
Yeah, the boss lady here, it turns out, has put our favorite sheriff on kind of a timeout. So the players will be able to expect to explore more about Bigby than maybe they were able to in the first season, and really let him sort of branch out into the bigger world, figure out what he thinks is right and wrong, what he thinks is good and bad.
Versus what Snow tells him is good and bad. Yeah.
Like I said, conflict.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a shift in the dynamic between the two of them. I mean, in season 1, Snow is just finding her footing at the business office, and together they uncover all this corruption, which Snow is driven to do something about, but doesn't quite know how. So in season 2, we see she's now deputy mayor. She's stepped up. She has power now, and I don't think she doesn't want to blow it. So she doesn't want to be seen as playing favorites, and that might add some tension to their relationship.
God forbid.
Well, I love that you guys are back right at it as you were in the season 1, and then all these new characters. I mean, we saw hints of Wizard of Oz and other characters coming into the mix. I think it's going to be fun for you to see. Do you have any sense of where they were going with season 2? Like when they first told you, you've known for a while, obviously it's coming back, but all of us have waited a couple of years since that first tease in 2019. Do you have any sense of where this is going?
I mean, when we saw the teaser, we just knew, okay, so
Work is coming back.
Yeah, this is actually happening.
Snow needs Bigby, and there's maybe some conflict between Bigby's natural tendencies, how far he has to go to get things done versus what Snow thinks is allowed, and that maybe they're both going to have to test their limits here.
Yeah, definitely. Especially Bigby, apparently, because he definitely gets a slap.
Maybe he's
on
already
the paw.
tested the limits a little too far.
Gone a little too far. Exactly. But you guys are on talking terms, and you're in the middle of making this right now. I know you're busy recording, putting together all these, the amazing dialogue and all the fun stuff.
Thank God.
I know, but that's a great thing for fans today. It's like we saw the trailer, the game looks amazing.
Yeah. You
guys are in the studio now working on it, and 2023. We're going to get 5 new episodes.
Can't wait.
Amazing. All right. Well, thanks, guys, and we look forward to hearing you next year in The Wolf Among Us Season 2.
Yeah.
It will be worth the wait.
Yeah.
Mondays.
I can't wait for people to play it.
All right, I'm back here with Jamie and Nick. Guys, let's talk about the announcement of this. We did it together back at the Game Awards in 2019, which was a big moment, and it looked great. But I know at the time, you guys had really put that together. There wasn't a game at all, right? That was really just sort of like almost a teaser asset made specifically for the show, right?
It was. We were very much in pre-production, and we were trying to stand the company back up, but we also wanted to let our fans know that we were back and that Wolf was coming. So we put that together specifically for the show as a teaser for it.
No, I know that's why people were like, "Oh, can't wait to see the game." It's like, I think that's all that exists there. But coming out of that. So what has happened in the past 2 years? I think fans, have nervously been hoping to, see more on it. And I know we've been talking over the years, and it's taken you guys a couple of years to get to this point. What has that journey been like?
Well, we had quite a bit of work to do to stand the company back up and just get the basic things back in place. But most of the time, the creative team's been in pre-production on Wolf Among Us 2.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of time, fortunately, on this to kind of really focus on the story and the creative and make sure that, we're set up for success here. And, I can't really overstate how important that was for this. I think, sort of Telltale Games Pass and Wolf 1 were kind of, laying the train track as the train's going. And now we're able to kind of look at the whole season and really be, do it justice and make sure that we're happy with what we have before we hit.
So you have the whole 5 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
How many
It's all-
episodes? Do we know how many episodes we get?
We get 5 episodes.
5 episodes.
Okay, I don't
that's
know.
your first. All right, cool. So you sort of you've thought through the arc of the 5.
Yeah,
and
how
you
it
kinda know that
honestly
gap.
how it should be done. You know, so, I mean, but we have everything figured out now, and now it's just about executing, and that's where we're at right now.
And we saw, in the trailer 2023, so you're calling the ball for next year, not this year with it. Where are you at right now in development?
Well, we're in production. We're actively doing motion capture shoots and putting together the game. And we haven't named a date in 2023 yet because we'll ship it when it's right instead of when we need to.
No, but it's nice that it feels like, you've got the stories outlined, as you said. Now it's really just sort of piecing that all together and figuring out the cadence. And has there been a lot of iteration or rewriting, or what's the process been like?
Yeah, a little bit, but really it's like because we've had the scripts for so long, we've been able to look at it, and our games, since they're so focused on the story and the characters, we're able to kind of play test it with a script. It's not like you necessarily need to have everything, in visual form. Although that's obviously going to be another stage of this. But we're happy with what we have, and we're now just at the point where we just got to make it, put it on the screen.
And being episodic, I know one of the things that I guess sometimes was an advantage back in the day was like you could take feedback from people on one episode and inform the next one, right? The story or whatever. You're still planning to do this as episodes, but more compressed, all together, right?
Yeah, we'll release episodically, but we'll be done with all the episodes before we release the first one.
Oh, thank God!
We're really after giving the audience.
I was hoping they would release it all at once, or we wouldn't be waiting months and months for the new episodes.
So is that what they're saying?
Yeah, like all the episodes. They want all the episodes to be done, and they probably might release it bi-weekly or weekly or something,
Sounds like you're talking about
like an actual show. So that's gonna be awesome to
I think
see.
so, yeah. I don't know if we have it exactly nailed down yet, but I think iteration was always key at Telltale to make these things work. So we're just taking that iteration and bringing it, internal instead of sort of blasting it out to everyone. We kind of sort of take that process and just put it in a space where we can, make sure the quality is reliable and we still get the feedback from our fans.
I love that though as a true season, as you said, like water cooler wise, hey, here's a couple months where we're gonna get to play all this together as a community and enjoy it. One other thing we should talk about is that last year at the Game Awards, we announced another Telltale project that you're working on, Expanse. And I'm sure some fans are like, is that going to impact the development of Wolf Among Us?
Oh yeah.
Can you maybe outline sort of that's a different team, right, that's working on that, but Telltale is still at the core of it. How are you managing the development of those two things?
So we really, when we wanted to restart Telltale, creative empowerment was central to what we wanted to have as a pillar for the company. And so Nick and the team at Ad Hoc are leading the creative efforts on Wolf Among Us 2, but we've partnered with Deck 9. We're all fans of the Life is Strange series. And so they're
they're
doing
Life is
the
Strange.
Expanse game. So it's a separate team. It's really allowing a new creative voice to tell a Telltale story.
Yeah, well, it's great that you have both these things, and I'm sure many other things kind of percolating around Telltale and bringing awesome stories to life. I mean, I grew up loving adventure games. That's really what got me into the industry, and the fact that you guys have carrying that torch forward for so many years, and now in this new world with all this amazing technology, and the trailer looks incredible. So we can't wait to play it next year, right?
A little longer.
A little longer.
All right. Well, thanks guys so much for giving us a first look at The Wolf Among Us Season 2. We cannot wait to play this in 2023. Good luck in the
little
final
jump
stretches
cut there.
of development here. Anything else to add before we wrap this up?
Yeah, two things really. One,
Okay.
we really wanted to say thank you to our fans and the community, and for the support that we've enjoyed in getting this far along. We can't wait to share Wolf Among Us Season 2 with you. And then
God,
we have
laggy.
Oh, it is
that we're
so
gonna drop, which
chopped.
is Bigby.
Oh God.
Split between the
Oh
channels,
man,
so
look
you
at that!
guys can
Look at
live
that
in.
poster.
And you'll be able to find that on Telltale's social channels shortly after this.
All
Dude,
right.
look at
Well, we've got
snow.
Kiara, we've got a trailer. We've got a date. Things are moving in the right direction for Wolf Among Us 2. And thank you guys. I know how hard it is still to make games work from home and with the pandemic and everything. So the fact that you guys have pulled this together, I know we're all just waiting with great anticipation for 2023 to play it. So thanks,
too.
guys. Awesome stuff. All right. Well, while we've been talking about the long-awaited sequel to The Wolf Among Us, the Fables comics it's based upon is also making a return. In case you missed it, Fables 151 continues the series this May, 20 years after the first issue hit stands. So be sure to keep an eye out for that as well. Thanks so much for joining us today to learn more about
Sweet.
The Wolf Among Us 2. There is much more to be done before the game is ready to launch
I'm
in
assuming
2023.
I know that I'm looking forward to seeing more later this year. Once again, here's the first official trailer built entirely in-game, giving us our first taste.
So it's not
of The Wolf Among Us
gameplay.
Season
Got
2.
it.
All right, so there was no gameplay, which makes sense.
You're listed here as a private investor.
But
What does
I
this
would
have to do with
assume that we're gonna see probably more of this game at E3.
Maybe.
And definitely the Game Awards. The Game Awards, I can have a feeling, is that's when we're gonna get our release date. But at E3 is definitely when they're gonna reveal, you know, more about this game.
Yeah.
Like we might see our first reveal of like Snow White
Used to track 'em
in the
down.
game and stuff like that.
They hadn't cast so much as a shadow. Till that night.
You've been hesitant to share with us. I assume it has something to do with confidentiality associated with the job.
Something like that.
Your boss, Miss White, said things didn't go as planned. She mentioned that there was some violence.
This fucking burning scarecrow!
In the moments when you find yourself losing control. How does the anger manifest itself?
God, that looks so cool.
Wolf Among Us. Us.
The Wolf Among Us 2. Coming to PS5, Xbox. That was cool. I'm really excited for it. That's actually basically what I assumed that it would have been. It was definitely like a short little like teaser trailer to what the game was actually going to entail and stuff.
It was alright. I wish we saw more shit with it. I wish it was like coming like fall 2022 or some shit.
Yeah. I was hoping that we would just get like a something like that. Like the hell? Oh, it's a thanks for watching thing. No, but definitely what we would have assumed. But just let me see if I can pull up that key art that they used. Yeah, this works. Like this key art that they used right here for the game is, whoop, it's just incredible. With like Bigby's new model and Snow's new model. Just looks so, what the fuck? That's a gross ass Bigby.
Where?
This one? That's, hang on, let me see if I can, here, copy the image. I'm gonna post it in Discord. He looks so fat. But
It's a weird angle.
yeah, but it's definitely a game that I cannot wait for. All right. But
Let's see. Wikipedia. Oh shit, a lot's changed.
that's gonna be it for this episode, guys, or for this reaction video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Please be sure to follow me on YouTube and Twitch. And that way I will be able to show you guys this game, and I will be live streaming it with Jack, and I will be live streaming it with with live streaming it with Jack, making opposite decisions as him to see what's going on with the game, and I will be doing multiple streams with it. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.